I'm Jason Mundock, and this is So Good Music. It's conversations with artists making new music in and around Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Today's conversation is with Lancaster singer-songwriter Joe Lacombe. Welcome, Joe.
Hi, thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
So let's start by having you talk about the music that you make. Say someone says, hey, you should check out Joe Lacombe. What would you want them to say?
I want them to say he's a singer-songwriter, but also a composer, because some of my music is not strictly based around vocals. However, a lot of it is acoustic and kind of keyboard influenced. I draw a lot of influence from artists like Father John Misty, the Beatles, Nick Cave, but also some of the things I know you and I have talked about in the past.
Yeah.
The post-punk and kind of new wave scene. So it's really an amalgamation of a lot of that, but it comes out in an acoustic singer-songwriter sense, just maybe
Yeah.
not exactly a Joan Baez or anything.
Yeah,
in that
sure. I
regard.
can hear a through line with all those influences.
Sure.
What's your musical why? Like, why do you write and record new music?
So I mostly do this because I have to. I feel compelled to do it. Ideas have always come to me, even when I was younger, very young, and I was messing around on my dad's guitar or on a piano. There would be an idea that would just stick with me, and I something would be prompting me, kind of this inexplicable something to do something with it, whether it was to make a recording or construct a song out of it, or even if it's just a lengthy riff that becomes something a year later. But I often have to record that, even if it's just on my phone, so
Sure.
that I don't forget about it. So I think my why is initially kind of maybe a self-driven, selfish thing, but then eventually hoping that it can translate into something that someone else enjoys listening to.
Yeah, that's great. What's your latest release?
My latest release is my Songs Unheard EP, which I just released, basically several weeks ago at this point.
Yeah.
Just a 6-song recording, and that was mostly a collection of songs that I had played out maybe once or twice.
Okay.
Hence the name. Like, no one had really heard it. Plus, there's a song called "A Song Nobody Hears" on it, so that's part of the type.
Clever. So, do you have a favorite Lancaster artist that's not you?
Yeah, I'd say right off the bat, my favorite would be Nielsen Family Band. I'm looking forward to their new release, Whatever Reality, which I think comes out in May. But I also I know we talked before. I really like Matt Tarka.
Oh,
He
yeah.
has a song Beginnings that he just released, and kind of an old favorite that I've listened to for years is The Innocence Mission. They're fantastic.
We have a great history here
We do.
of bands making new music, fresh music. How about playing out in Lancaster? Do you play original music in Lancaster? And if so, what are some of your favorite venues?
I do. And depending on the venue, sometimes I might throw in a little more covers than originals. But when I'm playing original music, I seek out places like the DLZ House, which I played a few times. Really enjoy that venue. It's very intimate, but very supportive environment for songwriters. I've also played in the Ann Sibin and Tellus before. It's been a little while, but that was always one of my favorite vibes.
Yeah, it's an
That
an
that area.
excellent room.
Yeah, yeah.
And where can we hear your music online?
You can hear it pretty much most major streaming services. You've got Spotify, Apple Music,
Sure.
etc. But I always encourage people to check out my Bandcamp, because that's where a lot of my material that's not available on all streaming sites is located. More of the recent stuff is there, but not everything. So
Got
if
it.
you want to dive into the catalog, there's a lot more on Bandcamp.
Yeah, and Bandcamp's really a great way to support artists directly. So
Definitely.
I appreciate that. Thanks so much for taking a few minutes to talk to me about your music, Joe.
Sure.
The